I saw 12 man scrap it out over several weeks for this title, and now you're giving me, respectfully, Trent Beretta. And I mean that with the utmost respect, because I think Trent Beretta is a class act. I think he's a class act, a fantastic tag team wrestler. But I didn't come here for Eddie Kingston versus Trent Beretta. I came here for Eddie Kingston versus some of the men that were in the Continental Classic. So I think that we needed to get this title. Either keep it on Eddie and give him some big defenses against big names, or get this title onto someone that we all deem a bit more serious, a bit more of that traditional big name that raises the profile of a title, especially when we're trying to establish the title. So I'm happy that Kazuchika Okada is now the Continental Classic or Continental Crown title holder. Everywhere he goes, this man wins gold. You know who I'm talking about. The Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. It's taken him, what, the best part of 3 weeks to become a champion in AEW? He won the Continental Crown title from Eddie Kingston. It's needed, it's necessary. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The minute that program was being set up, you thought it would be AEW Dynasty. The match, they said it was going to be on Dynamite. I was like, oh, okay. But I thought, schmozzy finish. We'll find a way out of this. Nope, we're not finding a way out of it. We're doing it right here. Right now, we are doing Okada is going over Eddie Kingston with a bit of shenanigans, a bit of, nefarious means, but it fits into his character right now. Kazuchika Okada beat Eddie Kingston for the Continental Crown title. Now, it wasn't a barn burner or anything like that. Standard match, I thought was fine. Eddie Kingston and them jogging trousers he was wearing. Not for me personally, yeah? Not for me. But I think that it was needed, because this Triple Crown as a whole, I don't know what it means. I don't really get it. I don't know what it means. I think TK, Tony Khan, realized he's made a bit of he's overcomplicated it, let's put it that way. And he came out this past week and has now put some new rules around the Continental Crown title and everything like that, which is fine. I think he said the rule will be whoever is champion by Full Gear will go into the Continental Classic tournament as champion, but they'll have to basically defend their title within that tournament sort of thing. So I think that's cool. I think that's fine. But this is what the title needed. Eddie Kingston, I don't know, I can't remember how many defenses or anything like that he had along the way. Definitely a couple, but it was mid-carders, if I can say that respectfully. I remember a Trent Beretta and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, this isn't giving Continental Classic. I saw 12 man scrap it out over several weeks for this title, and now you're giving me, respectfully, Trent Beretta. And I mean that with the utmost respect, because I think Trent Beretta is a class act. I think he's a class act, a fantastic tag team wrestler. But I didn't come here for Eddie Kingston versus Trent Beretta. I came here for Eddie Kingston versus some of the men that were in the Continental Classic. So I think that we needed to get this title. Either keep it on Eddie and give him some big defenses against big names, or get this title onto someone that we all deem a bit more serious, a bit more of that traditional big name that raises the profile of a title, especially when we're trying to establish the title. So I'm happy that Kazuchika Okada is now the Continental Classic or Continental Crown title holder. Now, in general, I really like what they're doing with Okada. Him obviously joining the Elite is elite. It was a masterstroke. I've said it, I've sung its praises. Every time they're on screen together, I'm literally just, it's like reminds me, I'm like, wow, they really done this. And boy, oh boy, it works. And I'm gonna say here, they're taking the Scenic route with Okada. They're not shooting him right to the top. They're maybe not gonna give him the massive names right now. It very much looks to me like they are invested in building his character, which is a brilliant way to go about it, man. I think it's really, really good. Like Will Ospreay, for instance, has come in. I'm the best wrestler in the world. I want to face the best wrestlers in the world. Bang. Bryan Danielson, AEW Dynasty, let's go. But Kazuchika Okada is just more so establishing who he is within the Elite, within the scope of AEW. He's the Elite's poster boy right now. And, he's got them by his side, like I say, doing some dirty work for him at times and stuff like that. He's being a real kind of cheeky chappy. Like, he's really enjoying life in the Elite. And we're working on his character. Before, maybe we cut the strings with the Elite as well. And we let him loose on the AEW, you know, men's division, giving us Kazuchika Okada, Tokyo Dome, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. You get me? I feel like right now we're just building. I still find it absolutely hilarious that even through building, we have to put a title on Okada because that is who he is. Okada carries titles. He doesn't just have his hands empty. Something has to be in his hand and it has to be a title. So they've maintained that, but him just being able to slowly build his character. Now he's got a title. He's with the Elite, some of the most charismatic guys in the business. They've already took jibes at Omega. Hangman is probably due to come back at some point because he's only suspended. So we'll see what happens there. I really think this is a really cool way to build someone, especially, you know, I don't want to harp on about the whole foreigner thing, but it is going to take a bit more time to get him to maybe warm to the crowd in a way that isn't just through his in-ring work. So yeah, kudos to the Bucks, to Tony Khan, to Okada, everyone involved in this. I really think this is a smart thing to do. Not everyone can just be the wrestler that's on a tear. Like, we've got a Bryan Danielson right now. We've got a Will Ospreay right now. We've got other people dotted around the roster, maybe some younger guys as well that are very much in their wrestling bag and they want to show I'm a great wrestler and all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes we do just need characters, and characters can still win things, as they've proven right there with Okada. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing the kind of matches he puts on and gets maybe incrementally more into his wrestling bag as he, you know, defends this Continental title. It'll be very interesting to see if he goes into the Continental Crown tournament, the Continental Classic tournament, excuse me, as the champion, because, I mean, who's gonna beat Okada? So that might be a thing. He holds this title all the way to November and we see him in the Classic, which could be great. I think we should see him in the Classic anyway, title or not. So I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to this, man. I think they've really done a good job, and I would say they're really restoring or developing even. I wouldn't even say restoring, because restoring would say that it was once there and then they're bringing it back. Restoring the feeling is the whole catchphrase that's going on right now. They're doing that 100%. But I would say they're developing the trust in, you know, stars from the Far East coming in and being great TV stars as well. With Okada, which they dare not get wrong, they are definitely developing the trust.